It was worse. Oh. Well. So we can start. Yeah, so that's for Finnish television. For quite a long, I mean 10-15 minutes, if it's okay for you. No. No, it's okay, only 2 minutes. Many famous singers and actors have changed their name and taken a new artist name. You have done that as well. Why is that?
I decided to have an artist name because my real name is Helmut Lotti, and that would have been very hard to pronounce for people all over the world. They can't even pronounce it right in my own country. So Lotti was easier.
But you didn't change your first name? You
No.
didn't want to change Helmut to Cliff or Elton? Or
No, just Helmut is okay with me.
but you have performed with the name of Kevin Leach.
The first 6 weeks of my career I had a different name, and then we decided very fast to change that because a leech is an animal that sucks blood, so it didn't really sound that nice.
And Kevin Lotti is not that good.
No, Kevin is it's the wrong name nowadays. You know, 1/3 of the Belgian children who are born now have the name of Kevin. So.
Is it because of your career?
No, I don't think so.
Elvis Presley has had a great impact on your life. Are you still his great fan?
I'm one of the biggest Elvis fans in the world, but I have to say that I'm also a critic. I mean, it's not because I'm an Elvis fan that I have to like everything he did, because I don't. I think I'm a realistic fan.
So which part of his life you don't like?
I think he did great stuff throughout his whole career, but he also did songs that were not so good throughout his whole career. But if you look at it percentage-wise, his music appeals much more to me than any music of anyone else.
You even have his scarf at your home. What is the story behind that?
My father knows a person in Buffalo, and he got a scarf with Elvis's signature on it, and there's even some mascara or some makeup on the scarf, and I keep it at home. It's the only thing that I have of Elvis Presley.
You're sleeping with it, or?
No, I'm not crazy. I just keep it in my office.
It's quite a long way from Elvis to classical music. How did you choose a career of singer of classical music?
Well, the reason I started to sing classical was a coincidence. I was preparing an album in 1995 with symphonic versions of pop songs, and one fine day I hear the song Caruso on the radio in the version of Luciano Pavarotti. And I decided to sing that on a concert, and I did. And that was the most successful song of the whole new repertoire. So that's when my manager decided to change the whole idea of the pop album in symphony and decided to do classical songs, because I'm not a classical singer at all.
But still, Helmut Lotti Goes Classic was a big hit.
It became a big hit, which was very strange, because I was convinced that that music would never sell. And the only reason I did it was to prove to my manager that he was crazy. But anyway, he said that I would always be able to pay my bills. He would give me 6 shows a month. And I said, well, then I'll do this to prove to you that you're crazy. But I was.
So did the success change you?
My suits have become more expensive. No, the success has not changed me. It only brought a lot of work and some seriousness that I maybe lacked in the past.
You've been called maybe hundreds of times every mother's famous son-in-law. Do you feel like being one?
Well, if you ask this question to my mother-in-law, she will definitely agree that I'm the ideal son-in-law. Yes.
Image
but no one knows the real truth.
That's why I'm asking. Image of being a son-in-law must be quite limiting. You can never get angry, no mistakes allowed.
Yes.
You feel limited.
Maybe I could be Robbie Williams, but that would not be very good for my marriage, neither for my health. So I'm very happy that this is my image. It protects me from myself.
And your image means that you are always perfect in many ways, well dressed, as you mentioned yourself.
No, I'm
good
always
looking. Is there a hidden version of Helmut Lotti hiding somewhere, walking around unshaved, in broken jeans?
Oh, I walk around unshaved with the jeans with these, these wide trousers here, elephant pipes we call them in Belgium. These jeans, and I sometimes look very different, but then again, I always feel like me.
Yes, but that's something only for you. That
yes.
Side of your life.
Yes, that's my private side.
You have said in one interview that you don't like to hear your own voice. Why is that? My voice always sounds pure, or almost always, and sometimes it should be a little more rough, a little deeper, and I have some nasal mid-tones that don't always that I don't always like, and sometimes in the studio we try to mix the high mid out a little bit, so that it doesn't sound too aggressive. You are singing many romantic melodies. You must be quite a romantic guy.
I don't know if I'm romantic, but I like watching the sunset. I actually built my house in the direction of the sunset. And I like to have candlelight dinners and a glass of red wine. I like massages. Well, maybe I am romantic.
What do you want people to feel while listening to your music?
I want people to feel good when they listen to my music, and I want them to understand what I feel and what I mean when I sing something. I just want to make them dream, basically.
You have just sang a duet with Cliff Richard.
Yes.
Could you please tell us something about the project?
I met Sir Cliff for the first time 8 years ago, and we had a double interview back then for a Belgian weekly magazine. And then later I regularly met him. Wat is er? Dat was allemaal lawaai daar.
Let's do it again. You have just sang a duet with Cliff Richard. Could you please tell us something about that project?
I met Sir Cliff for the first time 8 years ago. We did a double interview for a weekly magazine. And then later on I met him occasionally at TV shows and stuff. And last year I had to interview him for my Elvis special, and we did a song together, Cliff playing the guitar and we were singing All Shook Up together. And he wanted a duet with me on his Christmas album, and I wanted to have a duet with him on my Pop Classics album. So on his album we sing Mary's Boy Child, and on my album we sing Danny Boy. I had already recorded Danny Boy on a CD, so I did have the music already, but it was with different lyrics. And now we decided to take the original ones, the Danny Boy lyrics, and it was very nice. We worked together in a studio in London. Cliff and I sang together. We were there all day, and that's a nicer way to work, because then you can change things on the spot. You can try out some different ways of singing, and it was actually a very nice experience for me.
what would be your message to those people who could never imagine visiting your concerts, or would rather take the Elvis or Love Me Tender by Elvis by himself?
What?
What would be your message for those people who don't want to come to your concerts, or would rather take the Love Me Tender by Elvis himself?
Oh, let them stay at home, because they are not the kind of audience I need anyway. Because I want people to love me.
Those who hate romantic songs or songs which you perform are often quite cynical. That's what I meant. I mean, what would be your message to cynical people who don't want to listen to romantic music?
I'm a cynicologist myself.
I can't use that. I can't use
Can't
that.
you?
Well, I can if you like.
Yeah, that's funny.
Still, give me an answer. I mean, what I'm looking for, because I mean,
Okay.
many men with strong music.
Yes.
So,
Okay.
what would be your message to those people who hate romantical music and don't want to go to your concerts because? What is your answer?
I'm a cynicologist myself, but that doesn't mean that I cannot sometimes be romantic or that there is only one kind of feeling. Every human being is full of feelings, and I think these people are afraid of themselves, maybe. I don't know.
So could this be your message with your music, that feel free, show
Yes.
your emotion?
People have to feel free and show their emotions. Yes. And music is emotion. Music is communicating.
In Finland, there are thousands of people, tens of thousands of people waiting for you to see you in some more concerts. When shall we see you in Finland again?
I don't know my concert agenda, but I will definitely be back in Finland, and I don't know if it's going to be before or after Christmas, but I will definitely, I'll be back.
Like Elvis Presley.
Like Arnold Schwarzenegger.
Helmut Lotti has left the building.
Thank you and good night.
Thank you for this time.
My pleasure.
Could we do some sign?
Yes.
Like a memory for this.
Who is it for? Do you have
That's
it?
for me.
Okay.
I guess it may sound some strange, but that's... Oh.
Ah, that's a good one. I hope.
It's a good pen. Yes.
Oh shit!
You wrote something else.
I wrote Mandy on the album.
Mandy. Well, could you
Mandy
Mandy for Tomi. Tomi is my name.
With a Y?
T-O-M-I. Yes.
T-O-M-I.
Yes.
Tomi.
Tomi. Yes.
Ah. Yeah. You write it. It's a very strange way of writing. And
yes, because
but it's nice.
He
Like
is Tom.
Castiketta.
He is Tom, and I'm Tomi.
Here you are.
Thank you so much. Maybe this
MTV3. Is that all?
that's good. Or my concert, which you can watch on MTV3.
Ah, hello, I'm Helmut Lotti, and you can watch my concert on MTV3. That's what I have to say?
That's perfect.
Can-
You can speak your
That
own
was
language.
okay for me.
Ja, voor mij was het